I'm glad that he was found guilty on all charges.
Yeah.
Even if he might not be guilty of all charges.
Oh my God.
I am glad that he is guilty of all charges because I want a verdict that keeps this country from going up in flames.
The woke mob is winning. We just got to be honest with ourselves. The radical communists, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, they're successfully subverting the judicial system here in the United States of America. You have aspects of the mainstream media coming out and saying that they're thankful that the verdict turned out to appease the woke mob and appease the domestic terrorists known as Black Lives Matter and Antifa. I think it's clear by now that they issue threats. If they don't get what they want, they will burn down your city. They will burn down your house and your home. They make those claims very clear. That's not a lie. That's not a smear. You go ask them yourselves and they'll tell you the very same thing. That's the country that you live in right now. That's the status of the country you live in right now. And the Oscars absolutely plummeted last night because I think people are sick of the woke culture and all the woke Wookiees accusing everybody of being a racist and exalting black supremacy and brown supremacy at every turn and corner that you look and every opportunity that they get. I think America is getting fed up with all this garbage. I don't know about you, but I am. Even you use the terms of the left as a person of color, as a Latino man myself, I am sick of this woke garbage. It's annoying. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Number one, they paint me to be a damn victim. But number two, they demonize white people as being the villains. That's literally the narrative in Hollywood, mainstream media, everywhere you look. So we're going to get into that tonight and more, and just how Black Lives Matter is effectively and successfully subverting the United States justice system here in this country. You see the mainstream media corroborating it, but we've also had some we've had some alternate jurors come out publicly and admit that they were living in fear that if they gave the wrong verdict in regards to the Derek Chauvin trial, that they would be responsible for more riots and even their own life. So, welcome to Drew Hernandez Live. My name is Drew Hernandez, hopefully one of your favorite podcast hosts here on YouTube. If you guys are watching this show for the very first time, if somehow, some way, you found yourself on this channel because YouTube deboosts, throttles, tries to bury this channel, you're going to find out why in just a few minutes because I have a lot to say that goes against the mainstream's set matrix narrative. But if you are here, make sure to subscribe to the channel immediately. Hit that bell notification and toggle on the all selection because YouTube expects you to be complacent and lazy. And if you don't do it, you won't get notified every single time I post something. They'll leave you on a setting that just gives you occasional posts. So right now, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and toggle on all. You have to do it yourself. I can't do it for you. YouTube won't do it for you. You got to do it for you. So also, guys, if you guys can share this video, wherever you could post a link on your Gab, your Parler, your Facebook, Twitter, wherever, share it now. Just get it out there. This is how we beat the censors and the throttling and deboosting and shadow banning on this channel. Also, guys, if you could smash and destroy that like button, that's for you. It lets your YouTube, the algorithm on your channel, it lets you decide what you want to see, theoretically. So if you guys can smash that like button, hopefully my videos will pop up more on your own YouTube channel in a perfect world where, you know, people like me aren't banned from speaking because I don't fit the narrative. But also, guys, if you can do me a huge favor, this channel is 100% supported by you, the people, we, the people. We are 100% supported. This channel, this show is supported by you, the viewers, the DH Alliance. Consider being a monthly member on this channel for as low as $5 a month. You can support this channel, this show, and Drew Hernandez. Also, guys, we do super chats at the end of every single show. So if you would like to support me that way, I do Q&As at the end of every single show. So if you guys would like to support me through a super chat, drop one right now in the middle of the show. If I say something awesome that you like, drop it then. I will get to it at the end of the show, every single super chat. But also some people like to just donate directly to my website with a one-time donation. The link is in the description below, drewhlive.com. You can donate directly on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, all that good stuff. So as this show is 100% independent, funded by you, the people, We got to put that out because a lot of people always ask me, how can I support you? How can I come alongside of you, Drew? That's how. So this is the way. Make sure to support, guys. Make sure to share this link far and wide wherever you can. Here we go. So the Oscars, of course, I doubt that anybody watching this show actually watched the Oscars because it's nothing but woke garbage that just shames white people and continues to peddle the black supremacy narrative, and even brown people. You know, I got to sit here and push back because you're not fighting against racism by promoting supremacy of another race in order to shadow a majority of a race of people in this country, which is white people. They're demonized. They're painted as the villains. They're attempting to put them in a corner and put them under a box in a bucket and act like they don't exist while demonizing them. I think people are sick of this crap. I know I am. It's annoying. It's ridiculous. How much further are we going to go with promoting black and brown supremacy? And I'm saying this as a Latino Hispanic man, okay? So YouTube, don't sit here and start freaking saying, you're racist. No, I'm just speaking the truth. How much further are we going to trade in, exalting Hispanics and black supremacy while demonizing whites in the name of fighting for equality? It's ridiculous. It's stupid. It's foolish. It doesn't make any sense. But anyways, let's get this up. The 2021 Oscars ratings crashed to an all-time low. Viewership falls below 10 million for the first time. For the first time. This is insanity. Oscars ratings crashed to all-time low. Viewership falls under 10 million for the first time ever. For the first time ever. Last night's 93rd Academy Awards saw Netflix walk away with the most hardware overall, but the Disney empire took the big prizes with wins for Best Picture and Best Animated Film. Those Nomadland and Soul trophies better shine pretty bright because for ABC Sunday's Oscars were an expected ratings washout. In delayed fast national results just released by Nielsen, the 93rd Academy Awards were watched by a mere 9.85 million people, with a dismal rating of 1.9 among the 18 to 49 demographic. That is an all-time low for Hollywood's biggest night by a huge margin. In fact, it is a drop of about 58% in terms of audience from what the previous low of the 2020 Oscars snared on February 9th of last year. In terms of this key demo, the 2021 Oscars is down a crushing 64.2% in the earlier ratings from the 2020 Oscars. 64.2% down. The ratings are crashing. Let's take this down. Now, why? Let's ask ourselves why. You go woke, you go broke. I think Hollywoke is starting to feel it because they are realizing that the minority is not the majority. And they're attempting through propaganda. We know that Hollywood and mainstream media, CNN, fake news, the music industry, it's all propaganda. They are nothing but a propagandized machine that is proclaiming to be an avenue of art in the United States of America, where they are being used by radical communist organizations and globalist organizations. Disney has been hijacked in order to peddle a narrative through Black Lives Matter, through social justice, through critical race theory, right? Which is not the majority of thought in the United States of America. The majority of Americans in this country do not believe in this garbage. They just paint it because they have their hands on the levers of these gigantic organizations, Disney, Nickelodeon, Hollywood, the mainstream music industry, everything that you see. They use these useful idiots like LeBron James. They use the useful idiots to peddle these narratives that have massive platforms, because that's the only way that they can convince the masses that that is what the whole country believes. I can almost guarantee you right now that the silent majority right now that you've been seeing since the rise of populism in 2015, 2016, under what we know as the Make America Great Again movement under Donald Trump, I think we have been seeing that there is still a massive majority in this country that delivers a damn backhand to the woke mob. I'm one of them. I don't buy this communist garbage. Neither should you. It's a subversion of our American society. It's a subversion of our American functions, our judicial system, and the list goes on. I'm going to show you that as well. Black Lives Matter isn't about black people. It's about subverting justice in this country and dismantling law and order. That's why they go after law enforcement, because people always ask themselves, why doesn't Black Lives Matter talk about black on black crime? Because that narrative doesn't shatter, it doesn't attack law enforcement. So they have no reason to talk about black on black crime, which is worse, fact, than police committing homicide, killing against blacks in the United States of America. But that does not fulfill the agenda. So what am I saying? What I'm saying is people are sick of this. What about you? The reason why these ratings are plummeting is because the majority of the country rejects this garbage. But because they have the majority of influence and they have the microphone and they have the ability to produce propaganda on a multi-million, billion-dollar budget, it comes off across as if that is what everybody believes in the country. Does it make sense to you? This isn't art any longer. Hollywood is not an art form to tell a story or to film a movie or to exercise your gifts in directing or acting or producing or engineering, whether it's sound or film or audio or visuals. That's not what Hollywood, it hasn't been that way in a while. Hollywood is a propagandized machine that is disguising itself in the form of art, when in reality, now they have been hijacked to peddle these narratives that come after your kids, underage kids, to try and normalize degeneracy, to try and normalize things that are, to normalize total depravity from freaking Blue's Clues all the way to what's the biggest movie out right now? You name it, right? Disney is now coming out in their, what are they in, phase 5? Phase 5, phase 4, I don't know, with the Avengers and everything coming out, and they're just going full total woke. So is Star Wars. And the same narratives is the same thing always and always and always again. And they lace propaganda and they lace these lies. And all you're seeing everywhere, the NBA, the NFL, the MLB, it's the same damn narrative over and over and over and over again. And it's that white people are bad. White people are the villains. White people are the reason why your life sucks, you pathetic, weak black man. White people are the reason why your life is so oppressed, you pathetic brown Hispanic person. My God, look at what Donald Trump and all those white people have done to you. That's all you see. They teach this to kids. They teach systemic racism even to children K through 12. It's a demonization of white people. You see it in Hollywood. You see it in the mainstream music industry. You see it in the mainstream news. You see it in our education system, K through 12. And obviously the universities are completely tainted with critical race theory and completely tainted with Marxism. But it's the same tailor-made message through it all. It's a demonization of whites, the glorification of blacks and browns. It's a supremacy movement that they are peddling and they are ushering into the United States in the form of art through Hollywood and music and all these mainstream channels. But what's happening right now is the majority, listen, it's not just white people. White people are the majority of this country. And not all white people are villainous racists. But what these people do through their propaganda, their multi-million-dollar budgets, you watch the Oscars, you watch the Grammys, you turn on MTV, you turn on Disney Channel. It's the same crap everywhere you look. And people are fed up. How much longer are people going to take? How much longer are people going to tolerate being called Nazis, being called white supremacists, being called the reason why blacks and browns have such a terrible life? How much longer are people going to tolerate this stuff? Even if you're not white, I'm not even white, bro. I'm Hispanic, and I get called a white supremacist. I get called a Mexican white supremacist Russian asset. That's what people call me on Twitter. I'm not even white. But they do it anyways because it's not real. That's my point. It's not a real thing. Obviously, racism exists. Obviously, white supremacy exists just as much as black supremacy exists, just as much as brown supremacy exists. These racists are found everywhere. You can find racists in the white community. You want to talk about racism? Let me speak on behalf of the Latino, Hispanic community. Do you know how racist? You go to Mexico, do you know how racist Mexicans are against anyone in Mexico that is light-skinned? That's a fact. Racist as hell. Do you know how racist some Mexicans are against black people? You can go to Mexico right now. The racial tension between Mexicans and people from Central America that they view that don't belong there is insane. It'll blow your mind. It'll blow your mind, okay? So this notion that racism is an Aryan, white, European thing is just not true. Because this is what Black Lives Matter preaches. This is what Antifa preaches. And then you see the MLB, you see the NBA, you see Disney, you see Nickelodeon, you see these massive corporations. They come alongside this damn organization and they peddle the same narratives when it's a lie. It's not true. Racism exists in all people. I'm not saying everyone's a racist. I'm just saying you could find a good grip of racists in the Hispanic community. You want to talk about the Asian community as well? My God. Do you know how racist Chinese people are? People actually from China against anyone else that's not like them? People right now are probably like, all the woke Wookiees in the chat are like, oh my God, this is the most racist thing I've ever heard. Like, bro, I'm telling you. I'm identifying you where the racism is in this world. And my thing is, it's not just white people. And it's not on this grand scale as what these people propagandize to us on a daily basis. We cannot demonize a certain class of people. If we're going to talk about racism, we have to be honest about it. We have to be accurate about it. And we have to identify it as such where it really is. And what Black Lives Matter does, this black supremacist movement, is they demonize white people, they smear and they slander white people, and they literally pin it on them as if they are the literal reasons why racism exists. It's not true. I could take you to Mexico. Bro, listen, when I was studying to be a youth pastor, I went to Bible college, and I went to a Bible college in Mexico, okay? Just for a season. It was about 6 months. Okay. It was an American established campus, but I went there because I wanted to study overseas. Because I am light, okay? I am not like a super dark freaking brown Mexican, okay? I was like looked down upon because I don't speak perfect Spanish. Because they would call me like a mixed, they would call me these derogatory terms because I'm not fully white and I'm not fully Mexican, like the racist ass Mexicans, dude. Because I'm an American and I'm not fully white, and I would be looked down upon because I was not brown enough. Okay, so like I'm not gonna sit here and deny racism, but I'm also not gonna sit here and allow these people to peddle this narrative that racism is predominantly existing with white people. That's just not true. That's demonizing a race of people through a propagandized, slanderous lie. There's racism in every single community, even against themselves, against each other, even against different variations of their race. Okay, so if we're going to talk about racism, we got to be completely honest, all right? And Latinos and Hispanics, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about, man. You guys want to talk about racism? Some racist ass Hispanics and Mexicans that you could probably count on one finger, okay? So you guys want to have a conversation about racism? Let's be honest. We're going to be 100% honest. But anyways, the point I'm trying to make is this, okay? The point I'm trying to make is this. People are fed up with this. People are fed up with the lies. How much longer are we going to tolerate this propaganda? How much longer are we going to tolerate, okay, these narratives being shoved down our throats from Black Lives Matter, from these massive corporations like Disney and the NBA and Nickelodeon and the mainstream music industry? How much longer are we going to sit here and just keep being shoved down our throat these damn narratives? You white people are bad. You white people are demons. And you blacks, you're victims. You brown people, you Latinos and Hispanics, you're victims. And and the white people are the reason why you have such a terrible, I'm sick of this garbage. I'm not a victim. I'm not oppressed because of some white person's existence in this world, let alone this country. How much longer are we going to continue to be told how reality and what reality really is when the facts differ from what these woke tards are literally telling us on a daily grand scale basis? For one, I'm sick of it. This is why these ratings are falling. This is why these ratings are plummeting, because the majority of this country hates this crap. They hate it. They hate it because it's slanderous. No one likes being called a Nazi when they love black people. Nobody likes being called a white supremacist when they love Hispanics or people of color. The hell? I get called that all the time. I get slandered all the time. I get called a white supremacist, a Nazi. The list goes on. And here I am, a person of color, that these woke-tard liberals and leftists and democratic socialists, we care about the Hispanics. We care so much about people of color, but not you, because you don't fit our narrative. You're white supremacist. You're racist. You shut your down. You're the racists. You are. Because anytime I speak out for myself, I get put in a damn box. I get told to sit down and shut up by these woke-tard white liberals and Democrat socialists. I don't have a voice. They speak for me. They slander me. They smear me. You guys are the racists, not me. You are. You want to talk about racism in this country? It's you. You don't give a person like me a voice. I get slandered. I get smeared. I don't get to talk for myself. It's exhausting. How much are people going to tolerate this stuff any longer? My God, white people are not going to tolerate this any longer. You can only slander them for so long. Good people, good white people that love this country, that love their neighbor, that love black people just as much as they love white people. You cannot continue to slander a race of people before they get pissed off and just slap you in the damn face and say enough is enough. You can only do that for so long. You cannot demonize an entire race of people expecting them not to start to speak up for themselves. Oh, Drew, see, this is why we call you a white supremacist, because you sympathize with white people, rising up. That's what you guys are doing. You guys are peddling your black supremacy, your brown supremacy in the name of fighting against injustice and fighting against systemic racism while we prop ourselves up as supremacists. Yeah, that's going to achieve equality. You guys are a bunch of hypocrites. Shut the hell up, man. Just be honest with yourselves. You want black supremacy. You want brown supremacy. Just say it. You want to, in theory, this is what you guys are doing. We're going to trade in white supremacy because the white people are the majority in this country and our lives suck because of them. And we're going to exalt ourselves and exalt black supremacy and brown supremacy, and we're going to call it equality. And we're going to use Hollywood to do it. We're going to use the NFL to do it. We're going to use the mainstream media to do it. And how much longer do you think people are going to continue to put up with this garbage? This woke garbage. People don't want it. That's why they're not watching it. That's the truth. The majority of this country doesn't want this. The majority of this country does not want to be called a racist because they don't support Black Lives Matter. It's not racist to not support Black Lives Matter. It's not about black people. The organization is a fraud. They're liars. Even Breonna Taylor's own damn mom is coming out calling them a fraud. What is that, racist? Are we going to start calling one of the glorified saints' mothers a white supremacist to smear her and silence her because she doesn't go with your narrative? I can almost assure you that's what they will do, because that's what communists do. They silence opposition. They silence opposition. That's what Marxists are. All the woke Wookiees out there that think that they're freaking intelligent and they're on some kind of intellectual level that nobody's ever achieved. Like, dude, you're a useful idiot. Haven't you studied history? You've actually, listen, Marxists, they engineer people to believe that their utopian ideas are actually somehow supposed to come into fruition. That's part of the design. So when the useful idiots, they usher it in and they convince the masses to secure and lock down Marxism in the country, when the authoritarian regime comes in, boom, they smash every single one of you. They slaughter all of you because you have too much influence. That's history. That's what Marxists do. That's what communists do. That's what's coming to you. That's not a threat from me. I'm just telling you, and I'm reciting to you history. That is what happens. That is what happens. So you think that you're actually doing something. You actually think that you're ushering in progress and the utopia to come and the equality for all financially and dismantling systemic racism. When in reality, you're just a useful idiot that's being used as a political pawn to push an agenda. When that authoritarian regime just drops the hammer, you are the first to go. LeBron James and the rest of them. Every single one. That's facts. That's history. That's how the world has always functioned in terms of when a society accepts and functions off of Marxism and communism. That's how it always ends. Hollywood sucks. Hollywood sucks. It's a political vehicle for left-wing propaganda. And I don't think people want it anymore. I don't want it. See, that's the lie. They want you to believe. They want you to believe that you are the minority in the community. They want you to believe that you're the minority in this country. They want you to believe, they want to isolate you. They want to demoralize you. They want you to think that your views, your ideas, your pro-Christian, conservative, patriot, nationalistic views in the United States of America, they want you to believe that you're the minority, and they want you to believe that you're outdated so that you consider maybe just dropping those views and joining the regime and joining the mob. Because if you don't, you'll have your damn house burnt down. Because that's what Black Lives Matter threatens. That's a fact. Ain't nobody sitting here denying that. They don't even deny that. I had them on camera saying that I literally have Black Lives Matter on camera saying this movement has made it to your doorstep and we're not knocking anymore. And they glorify and they praise burning down buildings. That's not fake news. That's not a conservative talking point. That's them. They say that stuff. They want you to believe that you are the minority. This is why they silence channels like mine, okay? This is why they attempt to censor your favorite conservative, your pro-Christian or pro-patriot YouTuber or personality on social media. Why do you think they do that? Why do you think they censor us? Why do you think they deboost us? Why do you think I have more than 52,000 subscribers on this channel, but I can barely get 3,000 views a show? Why do you think they do that? Because they fear that if I had the ability to speak to 100,000 people at once, that I could. They know that there's a majority out there. They know that there's a majority out there that feels and thinks just like me, that feels and thinks just like us. They know that, and they fear that. They're scared of that, so they silence it through big tech. They're not afraid of a movement rising off of my ideas or your ideas. They're afraid of the movement mobilizing because those ideas out there already exist, and they want you to feel pitiful. They want you to feel like you're isolated. They want you to feel like you're outdated and that your ideas are a minority in this country. It's an illusion. That's what this is. Smoke screens. It's an established literal simulation. That's what they do because they want you to think that you're all alone. This is why they do this to us. And Hollywood plays a vital, very vital part in that. How? They play a vital part because they have multi-million-dollar budgets to peddle these narratives through movies. You guys see the Captain America and the Winter Soldier? Or Falcon and the Winter Soldier? It's just literally glorifying Black Lives Matter and Antifa, justifying terrorism. That is the story of that entire show. When you watch the conclusion of the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it is literally the new Captain America. And I'm not knocking him because he's black. It's in the comics, okay? The black guy becomes the new Captain America. That's not some social justice thing. But what they did is they put this narrative, right? When you watch Falcon and the Winter Soldier, the flag smashers are Antifa and Black Lives Matter. And they get justified. They sympathize with them because they're oppressed. Why do you think they're wilding out? Why do you think they're acting in terrorism? And you listen and you hear the final speech by the new Captain America, formerly known as the Falcon, and he says, well, you guys, he's talking to the world leaders at the time. He's like, well, the question is you have to ask yourself why. You have to stop calling them terrorists when they just try to kill a bunch of people. That's what BLM, that's what Antifa does, dude. They're trying to normalize what you see in reality. Go watch it. Go watch it. What do you see on TV every single day? What do you see Drew Hernandez reporting? Antifa attempting to burn down facilities with people inside of them. Black Lives Matter killing people in the name of George Floyd. David Dorn, say his name. David Dorn, say his name, because Black Lives Matter won't, okay? They're burning down buildings, burning down business, committing mass anarchy, mass looting, mass vandalism, mass arson on a grand scale across this. You see this in your reality. So Disney comes along through Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They paint these characters, the flag smashers, just like Antifa and Black Lives Matter. The same struggles, the same fight, the same against the system, committing terrorism, and it being justified in something that they claim is science fiction. You don't think that's propaganda? That's 100% propaganda. That's what they do. So now you have an entire generation when they see that, right? Oh, yeah, wow, I see the riots. I see BLM beating the hell out of people in the streets. Oh, yeah, they're doing it because they have a struggle. So their terrorism is justified because I watched that in Falcon and the Winter Soldier. It's the same. That's how kids conclude. That's the propaganda. That's what it does. Justifying terrorism. Go watch it yourself and you see it for yourself, man. It's ridiculous, dude. I'm not saying go support Disney, but what I'm saying is watch some of those clips because you will see. And you gotta protect your kids from this stuff, man. They're literally attempting to justify terrorism. That's where the country is. It's the glorification of evil. 100%. 100%. But this is what they do. And it's garbage. It's garbage. But let's move quickly a little bit. I wanted to play this clip for you guys. So don't leave yet. Take a look at this, okay? So Greg Gutfeld was on Fox News. And I just want to prove to you, Black Lives Matter is very successful financially. What they are doing is they are effectively and successfully gutting, subverting, and destroying our American judicial system on a state level, local level, even going to the federal level. Okay, now you have policy being enacted in the name of George Floyd, and you had Joe Biden coming out and endorsing it and announcing it. So what I want to make this point is Black Lives Matter, as much as we can make fun of them and their ideas suck and they're stupid and they're just a bunch of LARPers, they're getting a lot done, man. When you have your organization plastered on the floor of an NBA game for nights at a time, that's some serious advertisement, man, okay? And people are falling for this. But anyways, Greg Gutfeld, he bows down to the BLM mob on Fox News, okay? Literally bows like a damn coward to terrorist actions. Literally domestic terrorist actions. I'll play this clip. If you don't believe me, take a look for it yourself.
And now I'm going to just get really selfish. I'm glad that he was found guilty on all charges. Yeah. Even if he might not be guilty of all charges. Oh my God. I am glad that he is guilty of all charges because I want a verdict that keeps this country from going up in flames.
Oh my goodness.
No.
What do you mean?
Look, Greg, listen.
What do you mean? No, I'm at least being honest. My neighborhood was looted. Greg, I don't ever want to go through that again.
We do not sacrifice individuals for the sake
I'm saying he's guilty. I'm saying I'm glad about the verdict.
That's a coward. That is a coward. Someone who is willing to sacrifice truth and justice for the sake of saving yourself from terrorists, domestic terrorists, people that are going to burn your community down, is not justice. That's them winning. That is them winning and gaining the upper hand and causing you to bow to them. That is what they want. That is what they fight for. That is what they burn buildings down for. That is what they loot for. That is what they commit mass looting for. That is what Black Lives Matter does. So this coward, Sir Gutfeld here, whatever the hell your name is, we don't bow down to domestic terrorists. We don't bow down to communists. We don't bow down to psychopathic maniacs that are threatening us. We don't bow. Never, at all costs. We are Americans. I'm an American. I'm not going to bow down to some neo-communist organization that's being used and that's peddling and manipulating the minds of millions of black people to do their dirty, evil deeds. I am not going to sit here and bow to this organization in fear that they're going to come burn my house down. I am too ate up, and I could support and I could protect myself and my own family. I, myself, am not afraid of Black Lives Matter. If they're going to issue threats, then that is not the way to deal with it. That just proves that they're domestic terrorists. You're afraid of justice being executed? You're afraid of not getting the right verdict, even though it might cause them to burn down buildings? That's not the right answer. That's not the right response. We need to turn to those who are allowing this to continue to happen in these big blue states. The mayors, the governors, those in office, those that have been elected to conserve and to literally uphold our constitutional inalienable rights to protect and serve the people. You don't bow down to the damn mob. We will never bow down to the mob. Ever in my life. That's a coward that you see in this clip. We're not cowards. I don't know about you, but I'm not a coward. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh my God, who cares what the verdict is? Just make sure it's the verdict that the crazy black people want so they don't burn down and loot and destroy our communities. My God. Where have we gone wrong? Where are we now? Where oh my God, BLM, please, BLM, don't burn down my house. No, screw you, BLM. I challenge you. Try and come to my house and burn down my house in the name of your stupid, ridiculous organization. Call me what you want. I don't care. I'll say whatever I want. Anybody want to threaten me? You know exactly where I stand. The Second Amendment stands, and I will protect myself and my family from any threats. And if you guys agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. I'm not making any threats, YouTube. I'm just saying, if I get my life threatened, I'm willing to protect myself. I don't need to be afraid of Black Lives Matter and their threats. I don't need to be afraid of Antifa and their threats against my life. We don't bow down and give them what they want. That's not how it works. It's like giving a bad kid everything they want, hoping that they'll just be good someday. You know that never works, especially for you parents out there. You know that never works. That never accomplishes anything. There needs to be discipline. The hammer needs to drop. Justice needs to be executed. There has to be consequence for violent, murderous, domestic terrorist actions that this organization commits and has been committing. I've documented it for the world to see. Go to my Twitter. It's on this channel. People saying, Black Lives Matter, and then running around and burning down a city in the name of Black Lives Matter. Physically assaulting people in the name of Black Lives Matter. You don't sit here and bow to them. Never in my life. What a coward. That's a coward you just witnessed. We do not bow down to intimidation and fear of these criminals and these thugs and these domestic terrorists. No, we don't bow down and say, oh God, please, we'll give you what you want. Just stop it, you crazy black people. Stop burning and looting and do it. Just stop it. Our communities are so scared. Just stop. No, we say no. No, justice will be served. Justice is not in the eye of the beholder. Justice is administered by absolute truth to the fact of the matter of what took place in the situation in the context of what is right and what is wrong and lawful. What Black Lives Matter wants is what Black Lives Matter wants. That's what justice means to them. They define what is right. They define what is wrong. They define what is justice. They define the terms. We do not negotiate with domestic terrorists, period. I'm speaking crazy now. But we can't. And they burn down black businesses, by the way. They burn down black businesses. This organization is ridiculous. 100%. If you guys don't believe me, you know what? Take a look at this, okay? The alternate Chauvin juror admitted to feeling intimidated. This is how Black Lives Matter is effectively and successfully subverting our judicial system here in the United States of America, our justice system. Because now a precedent has been set that if you don't give us what we want, we will burn down your city. That's the precedent. Okay? And you say, well, justice, I mean, whatever the facts are, they're not dealing with facts. They're dealing through intimidation, fear, and demands. They will dictate to you how it's going to go. And you have morons out there like Greg Gutfeld saying, oh, I just want the verdict so our country doesn't burn. These crazy ass black people just don't stop. Well, tell them to shut the hell up and grow up. You can't just run around burning and looting because you don't get your way, bunch of damn babies. That's what they are. Bunch of toddlers throwing a down tantrum around because they're not getting the facts straight. Sick of it, dude. If you're sick of it too, drop a 1 in the comment section below. But anyways, let's get this up. The alternate juror in Derek Chauvin trial said, I was concerned about people coming to my house if they were not happy with the verdict. There it is. This trial has been contaminated. They should have been sequestered. Brooklyn Center resident Lisa Christensen, who served as an alternate juror in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin, said she was concerned about people coming to her home if they were not happy with the verdict in the case. The hell do you think that means? That's not justice. That's not justice at all. At all. And this is what she claimed. Speaking to KARE11's Lou Ragus, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Christensen, who said she was ultimately disappointed when she discovered she would serve as an alternate juror, initially had mixed feelings about the possibility of being a juror in the controversial case. She said, I had mixed feelings. There was a question on the questionnaire about it, and I put, I did not know. The reason at that time was I did not know what the outcome was going to be. So I felt like either way, you are going to disappoint one group or the other. She said, explaining she did not want to go through rioting and destruction again. That is a tainted, biased juror that has been intimidated. And I can only assume that the other official jurors felt the exact same way. And I was concerned about people coming to my house if they were not happy with the verdict, she admitted. Let's take this down. There it is. There's your proof. An alternate juror said she felt intimidated. She didn't want rioting to take place any longer if the wrong verdict came out. We can only assume, okay, I'm going to allege that other jurors, the official jurors that issued their verdicts, all probably felt the exact same way. Why is this important? Listen, what Greg Gutfeld said, that's what they want. You know that, right? And I know it must be a very hard position to be in. Oh, well, I'm going to get doxxed. They're going to stalk me. They're going to come kill my family. Well, when does it end? How much longer do we allow criminals to continue to intimidate us and threaten us and subvert our American Constitution and our judicial system in this country? Because a precedent has now been set. Here's the precedent. It's like a new normal. Just like masks are your new normal. Lockdowns are your new normal. That stuff ain't going away. I'll tell you that right now. This is now a new normal. A new normal now is Black Lives Matter has now been given a pass to intimidate through fear, intimidation, and bullying, right? Anyone that they want. When it comes to a case that they claim deals with their organization, a police officer killing a black person. It doesn't matter what the context is. It doesn't matter if the police officer was justified. It doesn't matter if the black person was being actually saved like the cop Ohio saved a black life. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The facts don't matter because they dictate how this goes. The precedent has now been set that Black Lives Matter can intimidate whoever the hell they want to get whatever they want in our judicial system locally. And I'm telling you, it's going to go further beyond. Their plan is to dismantle the United States of America from within. That is how they do it. Through law and through order. They dismantle it, they subvert it, they destroy it. They redefine it. How can you not see this? People that can't see this, how can you not see this is not about black lives? This is a communist neo-Marxist agenda that is destroying our country from within. That is the new precedent. So any police officer, man, I feel for you. Your job, man, I don't know how you do your job. For you police officers out there, man, It doesn't matter anymore. The new precedent is set. You could literally be justified using lethal force to even save a black person. But now, because of the Chauvin case, when these alternate jurors have literally come out and said, I was intimidated. I didn't want rioting anymore if we gave the wrong verdict. There is no justice in that. Zero. It's just we give the criminals what they want, because if we don't give them what they want, they're going to tear down this house and burn down this house in this country. That's how the cartels work, through threatening. Go to Mexico. That is literally how the cartels work in that country. And now we're going to have it here in the United States of America. They're subverting this country. If you guys agree with that, drop a 1 in the comment section below. And we just cannot allow this any longer. This is how our justice system goes down. Doesn't matter what the context is. There is no truth with these people. It's their truth. You see how it all comes full circle? You see how relativism really gets dangerous in the context of law and order, right? Because there is no defining factor. It's just whatever we believe. Take that whole relative thought. You can't tell me what my gender is. That's my reality. That's my truth. Okay, well, what about in the court of law? We're taking it there now too. Yeah, but you are on film beating someone and killing someone. So? My truth is that wasn't me. Oh, don't sit here and say like, no, Drew, there's no way. There's no way it could ever. No, it's here. It's not going to get there. It's here. It's here. How do I know that? Look at what's happening with this shooting in Ohio. You have a white cop that saved a black life from a psychotic psychopath trying to stab a black person in the throat. He shoots that threat and he's still in the wrong. It's here. It's here. Alrighty, we have some super chats. Let's do some super chats tonight, guys. Like I said, this show is 100% supported by you guys. That's we the people. Which is you, the people. So if you guys would like to support this show, drop a super chat, or if you guys got to jam out early, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, and toggle on the all selection. But if you guys would like to support some of our future trips, you guys can drop a super chat below, or you can donate directly to my website on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. You guys can write a little comment on Venmo and I believe on Cash App. So if you guys drop a donation on those apps, I will read it here on air. Some people don't like donating here on YouTube, so I leave that option open. So let's do some super chats, guys. We're going to get into that right now. This is how you guys can support this show. Obviously, it is extremely shadow banned and deboosted. The numbers just don't make any sense. So let me pull up some of these right now. Thank you guys very much. Okay, we have some here right now. Okay, we have a super chat from Stevie Capone. I think we have a couple from Stevie. I'll read the first one. Stevie Capone, we salute you, my brother. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you have a great week. Stevie, for the $5 super chat, says, how long do ratings have to go for these woke establishments to realize that their propaganda isn't working? I think when their money runs out. I think not only do we have to stop watching, stop funding, I think when these people, when their pockets get hit, I think that is what wakes people up the most. Because when your entire financial existence is threatened and you start to identify why, I think that's when things begin to change. So I encourage people to stop supporting these organizations, these woke organizations. Stop supporting them, subscriptions, all that crazy stuff. Stop giving them money. I think at that point they will see, because they obviously don't care about ratings, because they actually believe that they're right. Like they're willing to lose everything for this false narrative. They try and peddle to us that that America is as racist as it was in like the 1950s. It's just not true, bro. It's not true. Me, a person of color, I can walk into a Denny's right now and there's no sign up that says blacks over there and whites over there. It's just not real, bro, okay? I'm sorry. We have another super chat from Rachel, $5 super chat. Rachel, we salute you. Rachel says, if you're walking around thinking Candace is a racist and Ben is a Yahtzee, you're probably a libtard. Yeah, I don't call them libtarbs anymore, man, because these people aren't even liberals. I just call them woke-tards. These woke Wookiees that are just stupid. They don't make sense to me. They don't. Like, if you made sense, I would listen. I take that back. I listen to them. But if you made sense, I would seriously believe you. And I would adopt it as my own. I don't deny racism. I'm not the type of person that's going to sit here and say racism just does not exist. We're just not as racist as they claim we are. That's what I don't agree on. I'm a person of color. I'm successful. I have an amazing life, an amazing family. I live in an amazing community. I am not oppressed, son, okay? So that's why and I always hear it from people, right? This is what other minorities will say to me. Well, Drew, you know, you're living a great life right now, you know, because, you know, you're one of the lucky ones. It's like, no, this is a great country and I worked my ass off and I got to where I am right now. Well, you know, you didn't grow up in the hood. You didn't grow up in the ghetto like us. Like, okay, so what are you saying? And they'll say, well, I mean, if your parents were obviously financially off, so you know, you didn't really go through any struggling. Like, oh, really? You mean my parents that are people of color that are successful, you claim, that gave me a great life? Oh yeah. So you are literally proving to me that they are not oppressed. If they were able to give me a great life, my parents were not systemically oppressed because of racism. It's just, it is what it is, bro. Like, I don't deny race. Trust me, I've experienced it. I've lived through racism. I've seen it. I've literally dealt with it, me and my family, but not on this grand scale where I cannot get a job, where I cannot be successful. That's just, it's false. It's false. I reject it. That's just my view. We have another super chat from Sonia Peterson Shepard, the $20 super chat. Super sticker. What does it say? Thank you. Thank you, Sonia Peterson Shepard, for the $20 super sticker. We appreciate your support. Truly appreciate it, Sonia. Thank you for your ongoing support. We truly appreciate it. We have another super chat from Cold Haterade. We salute you. A $5 super chat. Cold Haterade says, politicians and rich celebrities like Lagon Brains openly excuse blacks trying to kill each other. If that doesn't wake everyone up, nothing will. Exactly. Because it's all about a controlled narrative. It's all about a controlled narrative. And I always get this. I always get this on Twitter. You'll always get these freaking woke Wookiees that'll say, how could you not understand that Black Lives Matter is not about black on black crime? Okay, then change the name, damn it. The hell? Black Lives Matter is about police brutality. Okay, well, what are the facts? Well, there was only 19 unarmed black guys shot in 2019. It's like, and then I interview someone in Minneapolis, a Black Lives Matter supporter on the ground last week, and I ask them, what are you guys' plans now? And she says that they are not satisfied with the verdict, and she says, we are living through a black genocide. Does that add up to you? Are we saying a black genocide? You even know what the hell a genocide is? Are we seeing the mass murder of hundreds, millions of blacks in this country? Do you walk down the street and you see mass graves? You see these giant holes dug of just black people shot up by cops, thrown in a ditch? Come on, dude. No. We are not living through that. That is why I don't believe them. I don't believe them at all. It's ridiculous. They're a cult. They're a false religion. We have another super chat from Julie Ann. We salute you. Julie Ann, thank you for the $5 super chat. Julie Ann says, I like to see Christian YouTubers come together. I don't know if you watch Robertson's Unashamed, Duck Call Room, etc. I'd love to see you on there. Grow audience views too. Yeah, I mean, I obviously I'm a born again Christian. I was a youth pastor for a few years. God has redirected me into mainstream media to be a voice here. I don't know. I haven't really tapped into the Christian YouTube community. I honestly don't know I don't know. I'll just leave it at that. you have to define what Christian is at this point, you know, because you have a bunch of progressive Christians that get all crazy when you start coming out with some righteous fury, like, oh, you're so hateful. I cannot deal with people like that anymore, dude. I cannot deal with people that claim to be born again, that are passive and give evil a pass. I'm not saying that that's what this guy is. I'm just saying, I'm very critical of anyone that calls them a Christian that's a YouTuber. I mean, you got people denying the deity of Jesus Christ here on YouTube. Come on, man. We have another super chat from Aletha Lee. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Aletha says, absolutely 100. I am glad you agree with what I have to say. I think a lot of people do. I'm telling you, I've proven you, man. They don't silence us because they're afraid that we're going to establish a mass movement. The mass movement already exists. They just don't want us to continue to speak so that we all wake up to the reality that, hey, there's more of us than there are of them. The hell are we putting up with this for? So we have another super chat from Stevie Capone. We salute you, Stevie Capone. Thank you for the second super chat of the night so far. Stevie says, I was bullied by black people in school for being white. Apparently I wasn't cool. I was also bullied for speaking Spanish and was called I can't say that on YouTube, but I know what it is. I mean, that's what I'm saying, man, is there's racism all over. And what I mean by that is that there's racism in all races, right? You look at the black community, there's racists. Trust me. You look at the Hispanic community, there's racists. Trust me. Whites, the list goes on. Asians, the list goes on. Okay? But it's not like this grand freaking pandemic. It's like this grand, problem in the United States. It's just not. I just don't buy it, man. I don't buy it. If it was real, trust me, I would get behind it, but it's just not. We have another super chat from Julie Ann. Thank you, Julie Ann, for the $2 super chat. We salute you. They don't know words, definitions, climate justice, laugh out loud. I mean, yeah, man. You literally had AOC the other day. Did you guys see that on my Twitter? AOC literally called the weather racist. I'm not joking. Go to my Twitter. The video, she literally called it racist. Joe Biden is coming out and saying that climate change is affecting brown and black people the most. I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm fine. Anybody else feel like that? If you're black or you're brown and you hear Joe Biden say, black and brown people are the people that are most affected by climate change, and you're sitting there just kind of like, what the hell is he talking about? I'm fine. How many other people are experiencing? That's what I'm saying, man. There's more of us, and they try and speak for us. They don't. I'm serious, man. I'm serious. Yeah, go look at it. AOC, man, she said that the other day. She's freaking crazy. They just say anything because they know people won't challenge them and they have the upper hand. That's what they do, man. AOC is trash. Everybody knows it. That's just the truth, man. That's just the God honest truth. Okay, we have some more super chats. Let me pull this up real quick. We have a super sticker. I think it's a thumbs up from Doberman58. It's a cup of coffee. Cheers. Thank you. Cheers to you, Doberman58. We salute you. Thank you for the $4 super chat. Thank you for the support. We truly appreciate it. Every dollar counts. Real News Gang. That's right. DH Alliance. We love you guys. We have another super chat from MNC, a $5 super chat. We salute you. MNC says, you are so spot on. What the cartel is to Mexico is what BLM Antifa is to America. Wow. Yes, it's getting very close. The cartel is very extreme. It's getting there. It's getting there. Cartel is straight slaughtering people on the streets, but they are like the arm, the paramilitary. The cartels, what they do is they threaten the people, they threaten the media, they threaten journalists, they threaten jurors, they threaten judges, they car bomb them, they blow up their houses, they slaughter their family. You see them out on the streets. I could show you some articles. You guys, I don't even think I can play that. I could show that on YouTube. But there are some Mexican, dude, I don't know how they do it, but there's some Mexican news agencies that expose these cartels in Mexico, and you read some of this stuff and you see the images and it's just like, holy crap. But yeah, BLM and Antifa are definitely moving in that direction. They're definitely moving in that direction. Let me refresh this to see if we have any more super chats before I let you guys go. Okay, yeah, we have some right here. We have another super chat from Judy P. Thank you for the $50 super chat, Judy. We salute you. Judy is a frequent supporter of mine, many others in here as well. Judy says, good show. Look into federal police forces. Definitely will. The federal government, they use these chaos. They want chaos. They want instability. It gives the federal government an excuse for full government authoritarian overreach. That's what you're seeing with the Biden administration. That's why they gag Border Patrol agents. That's why they censor the media from covering anything that's happening at the border. They are the authoritarians. They are the ones. Thank you so much, Judy P, for the $50 super chat. We appreciate your frequent support. Everybody, DH Alliance, say thank you. We have another super chat from Whatever and Everything. We salute you. Whatever and Everything says, Drew, I'm 100% with you. Screw BLM. Respect my brother. Drew, my song 2 + 2 = 5 is on my channel. Yep, go check it out, guys. Cowards die 1,000 deaths. God bless my man. Yes, I think that's what I'm saying, man. There's so many people out here, man. You don't even have to be conservative to say that Black Lives Matter is a fraudulent organization. How do I know that? Because Breonna Taylor's own mom said that. Okay? And she's not a self-proclaimed conservative right-winger. That's Breonna Taylor's mom. Okay? We're dealing with an organization that is grifting and that has branded black people getting killed by cops, regardless of the context. So it makes sense to me, Whatever and Everything. There's just so many people out here that can see through this, and we get silenced when we talk about it because they control the mainstream narrative. They silence any opposition. They call us the fascists when they silence opposition. That's what fascists do. We have another super chat from Elena Marie. Elena Marie. Thank you for the $5 super chat. We salute you. Miss Marie says, new follower and new favorite podcaster next to John Miller. Thank you for speaking the truth. Wow. Elena, thank you so much. Welcome to the show. Everybody, DH Alliance. This is a tradition down here. Whenever someone identifies as a new listener or subscriber, we all say thank you and welcome. Elena Marie, I hope I pronounced that right. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I am glad that I can be one of your favorite podcasters here on YouTube. But everybody say welcome and give her a big virtual hug. Thank you for joining in. We love you. You're always welcomed here. Even if you disagree with me, you're welcomed here. Just don't dox nobody or threaten nobody's life in here, all right? We have a series of super chats from Julie Ann. We have 3 super chats, 3 more super chats from Julie Ann. We salute you, Julie. Thank you so much. Julie, I'm just going to read these off. They're all $2 super chats. $1, $5, $9. Julie says, genocide equals Planned Parenthood 100%. They have convinced the black community on the left not only to initiate their own genocide by the murder of babies in the womb, but they're facilitating it and conducting it. They're conducting it, and the black community on the left doesn't even realize it. It's the saddest thing, man. They defend it. Imagine, it's crazy when you think about it, you know? How do you convince a group of people, right? Like, how do you do that? How do you convince a group of people to slaughter themselves? And then for them to think that it's okay, and then to defend anyone trying to stop them from doing it. How do you do that, man? That's got to be some CIA, psychological, communist, USSR, you know what I mean? Like, just total subversion on a human mind. It just blows your mind when you think about it, man. Blows your mind. Blows my mind when I think about it. It's sad what they've done to the black community. Julianne also says, I got to watch Unashamed on YouTube. Blaze TV. They're so laid back, wise, humble. Most important to them is relationship with Jesus, not so much rules. That is always important. Always important. It's a relationship with Christ, not the rule of law. According to God, God's law is important, but we cannot fulfill it. That is why Christ died for us, to fulfill it all. She also says, so incredibly grateful for you, Drew. You're very inspiring. I am inspired by every single one of you. I'm telling you, man, without the viewers that we do have, I'm nothing. They've already decimated, they destroyed this channel. So I'm thankful for those that stick around. I'm thankful for those that have been watching me over the years. I'm thankful for you guys that share this stuff. For those that remember that this show is on at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard every day. So Julianne, we truly, truly do thank you. We have another super chat, $5 super chat from Raul. Raul says, while there is actual genocide in Africa, yeah, and it's taking place at the hands of what? Other black people. But they don't want to talk about it. They don't want to talk about it. Why? Because it does not attack law and order. That is what you'll always hear from the radical woke Wookiees on the left. Well, Black Lives Matter is about fighting against police brutality against black people. It's like, so you're going to use all that? You're going to use all that money, all that influence, that entire platform to address something that is not even statistically like as big as you claim it to be? Makes no sense. No sense. We have another super chat from Richard Rodriguez, a $5 super chat. Richard, thank you for the support. We truly need it. This show is supported by you. $5 super chat. Richard says, LeBron needs to take up the law enforcement officer call out to talk and do a ride-along to stop his madness. Yeah, I would love to see that. Imagine LeBron James does a ride-along with like a bunch of black cops and finds out what it's really like to be a police officer and filmed it. I think that would be very beneficial. He should just try it. You know, you always challenge these people. It's like, why don't you do it? Well, I'm not going to do it. Why? If you're so right about black America being slaughtered to the point of a genocide, what are you so afraid of? You would only be proven right, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you be proving us all wrong? If LeBron James got into a car with a police officer 5 nights straight, would we see a black genocide? Huh? No, we wouldn't. Why won't LeBron ever do something like that? Because he knows he's full of crap. He knows he's going to be proved wrong because it's all a brand. It's all a grift. That's all it is. We have another super chat from Julie Ann. Julie Ann says, lives matter with the cross. Absolutely. John 3:16, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever would believe in him shall have everlasting life. Christ is concerned with every single human being on the face of planet Earth, their salvation and their eternal life. We have another super chat from Julie Ann. Julie Ann says, my 20-year-old daughter says she loves Governor Newsom. Make California sexy again. LOL. SMH, please pray for her. SMH, please pray for her, for me. She's very smart, coming around slowly, though. Yeah, prayer is a big part because unlocking the human mind is virtually impossible, even with fact, rule, and logic, especially if someone has been just battered with propaganda and lies. You know, the only thing that's going to lift that veil is God's Spirit. So we pray for her. We pray for you that God would give you wisdom, but just continue to just show her both sides. That's what you got to do. You know, this is what they're saying, but this is what they're saying. What's the truth? What is literally the truth? You have to teach me. When I was a youth pastor, I'd always teach the kids, you know, I'm not going to think for you. Like I will not. I refuse to think for you. You guys have to think for yourselves. You have to find the truth yourself. I don't care where you find it. You find it and you make sure that it's the truth, because that is what is going to determine your reality. You don't want a reality determined based upon someone else's opinion or their truth. What is the truth? So I pray that your daughter comes to that realization, especially as a young person. I think they say that young people between the ages of, I think it's 18 and 24, they anchor what they're going to believe for the rest of their life between those years. So you still got some time. We have another super chat from Tanya Ledesma. Tanya Ledesma, $5 super chat. We salute you. Tanya says, celebrities just pretend they care. Yeah. So they get misinformed quick on anything and try to gain followers by, that is so true, dude. That's so true. That's so true, dude. These people, yeah, it's a grift. They gravitate towards whatever's relevant. Whatever's relevant, whatever's popular, whatever the masses, whatever the youth, whatever the next generation appears to be behind, whatever the mass corporations appear to be behind, that is what they grab. And I honestly, I can't prove this, but I believe, okay, this is my opinion. I believe that there are probably a lot of conservative patriots in Hollywood that have just been muzzled, that are so afraid to speak out. People like Gina Carano. I'd be willing to bet that there are so many other Gina Caranos in Hollywood that are just afraid of probably even getting doxxed, losing everything, being canceled. I would be willing to bet. I'd be willing to bet. But they're too afraid. They're too afraid. And if we continue to bow to these cowards, nothing is going to change. Nothing's going to change. It's just going to continue on this way. It's going to continue on. Alrighty, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you guys for the support. Thank you guys for the super chats. Like I said, if you guys would like to donate to some of our upcoming trips, we're not done with the southern border. We're not done with the riots. We have some stuff planned. Obviously, I cannot announce any dates in terms of the riots because Antifa and Black Lives Matter will dox me and my family. I got to be wise about this. So if you guys would like to support this show and what I am doing, you can donate directly in the links below on my website, drewhlive.com, on PayPal, Venmo, Cash App, or if you'd like to be a monthly contributor, subscribe right now to the channel, but also become a member for as low as $5 a month. Join the DH Alliance tonight. But also, guys, please share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that bell notification, toggle on the all selection. I love you guys very much. We have one more super chat from Julie Ann, and she says, exactly, teach them to think, how to look into things for themselves. Past MSM news, use your other searches, not just Google. That is important. 100%, Julianne. Thank you so much for the financial support tonight, guys. We truly, truly do appreciate it. We do this show Monday through Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. That's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Remember, guys, I will be on Timcast IRL with Tim Pool, Lydia, and the gang this Thursday. So make sure to tune in for that. We will not be doing our show this week on Thursday because I will be on with Tim Pool. So make sure to tune in for that, guys. Share this video far and wide. Smash that like button. Let's get to 500 likes, guys. Wherever you could post a link, please share this episode wherever you can. Don't let the big tech censors win. I depend on every single one of you to get this content out. It is you, the DH Alliance. And until next time, America, stay free.